Hey everybody, and welcome back to this Python series. And in this lesson we are covering two string methods. One is going to be .lower and the other will be .casefold. Now these two will come in handy when you're writing a program and you are concerned about the strings being case sensitive or not. So we used .lower in another lesson a while back, but we are going to really dive deeper into that with more examples in this lesson. We will really focus more on that. So let's type in our first example over here. I'm gonna take in user input first. So print type in hello. We can call this variable user input and have the input function ready, and then we could go print that out. But instead of just closing that off with a bracket, we'll instead type .lower. And then don't forget to do the opening and closing bracket, but also add an extra bracket to close off the opening one over here, just right after the print. Run the program, and if we type in hello, let's type in all capital letters. It will print that out as lowercase because we made sure that any uppercase character in this string will automatically be converted to lowercase. Let me go ahead and demonstrate by doing this again. Instead, we're gonna type in HELLO, but every other letter will be capitalized. Run that. It will still print out hello as lowercase, as you see over here. So because if I get rid of this, let me get rid of .lower right now and just run the program as it is. If I do that, it will just print out that as I originally typed it out. And that can sometimes be a problem if we do like an if statement, for example. Let me go ahead and demonstrate right now. Where if we're going to type in if, let's do user input equals hello. So in this case, we want it to be all lowercase. We can just type print hi. You can do an else, print you did not say hello. And before we can run this if statement, don't forget to add the .lower over here. So if we were to type that out, we can actually get rid of this print line over here. We don't need it for now. Then type in hello again. So in this case, let's see. So we want it to be lowercase, right? If I go and type hello in all capital letters, it will just say hi. And if I run the program and type in anything else, let's do HELLO like I did earlier, it will say hi no matter which letters are capitalized. And if I type in anything else, it will be working as intended. You did not say hello. But let's get rid of this .lower and see what happens when we don't have that. So run the program a second time. We type in hello in all capital letters. It will say you did not say hello, despite the fact that it technically is the word hello, but it's just been all capitalized. And if I type it in all lowercase as intended, it will say hi, as we intended to do in this line over here. But so that's an example of how you might run into problems if you don't have that .lower method, because what Python is looking at is going to check if it is exactly how it wants it to be. So it wants it to be hello in all lowercase, and without that .lower method to convert any string you type into lowercase, it will not work because it will think that this condition is false. It wants to be hello all in lowercase. So that's why we add in .lower in order to take care of any case sensitivity problems that you might run into, such as what I just showed you right now. And another example I want to show you is the casefold. And let's do that. So casefold, we don't need to really get rid of this if statement, this if else statement over here. Let me go ahead and demonstrate right now. Type in hello in all capital letters, and it will do the same thing. So you might be wondering, well, what is really the difference between .lower, comment those, .lower and .casefold. You may be wondering what are the difference between the two. Well, you can just think of .casefold as a more robust method for case insensitivity comparisons, and additionally it can also cover non-ASCII characters. Alright, so here I'm going to do a direct comparison between .lower and .casefold. Now I went ahead and cleared up the interactive shell, which you can do by clicking on the file editor window and clicking on run and Python shell. I just want to do that just so that it doesn't get lumped in with the rest of the clutter that we had earlier. So in that case, we are going to get rid of this if-else statement because we don't really need that anymore. We're just going to be simply focusing on user input. We don't need an if statement for that. And we can get rid of the type in hello and just simply replace that with type in anything. So what we want to do is do print user input, and before we do .casefold, I want to just do .lower first, just to really show you the difference that casefold is compared to .lower. The difference that casefold shows, rather. Okay, and for this we're gonna do a German character, and I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this particular one. You can do any other character you want, but for this lesson I'm gonna do this, and I'll show you how it will look like if we use .lower to try to make this lowercase. So I head back to the idle, and let's run the program. So if I type in anything, let me go ahead and type in hello. I'm going to copy and paste that, and if I just press enter, it will affect the first 5 characters, but it won't affect this one. Now let's do the same thing, but let's replace .lower with casefold. And then you can just run that program again. Let me type in hello. I'm going to copy and paste that, and then press enter. It will convert that into a double S. And if we look at the explanation for that, if you just Google search that as lowercase, and it will explain that instead of doing that as a lowercase, that lowercase character, you can also write that as a double lowercase s. And that is exactly what happened over here. So that's something that .lower wasn't able to change. And that's what I meant earlier when I tried to say that the .casefold is a more robust method, and it can also cover a lot more other characters that are non-ASCII, as I mentioned earlier. So either way, however, both will give you the same result when it comes to case sensitivity problems, and I would suggest using .casefold most of the time, but if you use .lower and you mainly focus on the ASCII characters, it should cover that. It should cover most of your needs, but if you want it to be more robust, do .casefold. Alright, so this last example, it's going to be very quick. This is just going to be the .upper method. So throughout this video, we have converted mainly uppercase to lowercase. So for this last example, we'll just simply show the .upper. So over here, all we need to do is just change this in the print function to .upper, and let's write anything. So instead of just saying hello like we did the last few examples, let's just simply do how are you. You can press enter and it works. It makes everything capitalized. So that's just the other side of the coin when it comes to this. So that's it for this lesson, and that's how you handle case sensitivity issues on your Python program. So stay tuned for the next lesson.